discouraging last week.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, a week later, the Marlins are back. They won the game 4-0. And apparently no worse for the wear. And yeah, their roster right now is not what it was 2 weeks ago, but that's why you have 60 players. So I think the Marlins returning the field last night was as encouraging as it was discouraging when the, quote, outbreak hit them.
Yeah, it's 3-1 right now for the Marlins. This season will continue on. The Cardinals are currently not playing, so that means whoever they're scheduled to play is not playing, and away we go. So, anyway, it was but for Miami a good win, and albeit over the O's. Oh no,
The O's would be in the playoffs if they started today, friend.
they would, and away we go. We continue on. You're right, though. The overall point is well taken. It was good. Really, my pale hose are rolling right now. The White Sox have climbed within a couple games of the Twinkies, who are 9-2, by the way. The White Sox are 7-4. I'm not feeling Houston much. I watched a little of Seattle last night. They lost, which I was glad about because they were pitching one of the kids we traded over for
Cano?
Dumb and Dumber, Cano and Diaz.
Mm-hmm. The Braves, I thought, showed a little bit of competitive moxie. They bounced back from the terrible news the night before, and Max Fried pitched well. Austin Riley homer. They hit 3 homers in all, and they beat Toronto. So, in a short season where it's 20% over already, the Braves are just going to try and maintain. And last night was a good start. I said this. It's time for guys to hit.
Yeah.
That's how you pick up this squad right now, is all these superstars hitting below 200 need to start. Now, Acuna he's all the way up to 250. He's been raking pretty good lately. Freddie Freeman's over. But, I mean, we got a lot of guys being counted on big time and hitting under 200. Austin Riley, Inciarte, Ozzie Albies. These are major contributors that need to start contributing in a major way. But
a couple other good stories in baseball: the Rockies and Murph. I texted with him yesterday. He said he's having a blast. They're having fun. They're 8-2. They won again yesterday. He had another hit.
He's hitting like 340, isn't he?
Yeah, the Dodgers will eventually catch everybody, but it's fun, and I'll root for the Rockies and the Cubs. Beefs Cubs. You got to give them credit, man. 9-2, off to a great start. Beating everybody.
It seems to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to minimize what you've done, but you've had a really good schedule to start, haven't you?
It's been fair because the Brewers have scuffled and they had the Pirates and Kansas City. So.
Yeah, Pirates is a lot of we're saying is the worst team in the league.
Yeah, and they're they go to Kansas City for 2, and then they were supposed to be in St. Louis this weekend. That's still sort of fluid.
Yeah, St. Louis may be back by the end. We'll see. I think they're trying to play Friday. Is that when that series starts?
They would start Friday night.
I think St. Louis is shooting for a Friday. We've seen a lot.
Mike Trout, by the way, homered in his first at bat since becoming a daddy.
Yeah, that was cool. We've talked a lot. There's always stories in the offseason. It's so great to have actual sports and games and storylines to talk about, and not just opinion polls and this list and that one. But one that was popular this summer that we talked about, one I can remember in particular was talking about each franchise's best shot at a Hall of Famer. Now, obviously, we know who the best shot at a Hall of Famer is because he's been a finalist for the last 4 years, and that would be Tony Baselli. So that's from the historical concept. ESPN today has one, the best option, the best odds for being a Hall of Famer currently on your roster. So I ask you, who would they identify for the Jaguars, and what percentage do they give him to make it?
So which current Jaguar is
Jaguar
the best
player has the best chance to go to the Hall of Fame? There's only one right now. I mean,
I'm going to give you, by the way, the way the grades work out.
Yeah.
Locks have a 100% chance of making it. That would be Tom Brady.
Okay.
After that, your players that are likely to get in, between 70 and 99% chance of earning induction. Then the players who are, quote, in the running, between 40 and 69% chance of getting in. That's where they put this player in the running. So then there's work to do. You only have a 10 to 40% chance of making it. Like, I'll give you some examples for the Bills. Their best is in the running, Tre'Davious White, 40 to 69% chance. He's a corner.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, by the way, no one.
I'd have to say, Beef. Can I talk to Beef over this
Yeah.
one?
It's not a test. You can share.
I'd have to say it's one of two guys.
I would say there's two guys.
You guys haven't looked, have you? No one's looked? Okay.
Ironically, I think they do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, because look, there's nobody on offense.
No.
Nobody. I mean, DJ Chark in his second year went to a Pro Bowl.
Right.
But he ain't No, I can't.
But you can't project that as like a career
Josh
path.
Allen had an unbelievable rookie campaign.
I mean, that's really where I'm leaning.
That's where I'm leaning. But then the other one would have to be Jan.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder if, like, because you could project further and maybe pie in the sky a little bit more, I would say it's Josh Allen.
In the running, 40%. Is that what your answer is? There's no good answer here.
Yeah.
If your best chance at a Hall of Famer
It's
is
one
a guy
of those two.
is a guy who's been on the roster for 15 minutes, how bad are you, man?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Is that Josh Allen?
It's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
40 to 69%. That is so atrociously bad as an organization. I can't begin
Well,
to
hang on.
explain
Give me some
it.
examples of other teams so I can keep it in context. Like, name a team and we'll...
Denver, 100% Von Miller. Kansas City, 100% Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Las Vegas Raiders, 100% Jason Witten. Los Angeles
No.
Chargers. Okay.
He's in, but, he's not a Raider.
40 to 69%. Joey Bosa, Derwin James for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys, likely Ezekiel Elliott, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith.
Oh, dear.
Nobody has a guy who's been on their team for 10 minutes as their best Hall of Fame chance. Now, on the one side, that means you drafted a good player. On the other, it means you haven't drafted any good players leading up to him. Second best is a guy who will never play for you, Yannick Ngakoue, and he's got no chance. It is interesting to see how much better Josh Allen is thought to be than Yannick Ngakoue. I hope Jan reads this column and gets even angrier and gives me a scorched earth tweet later today.
Okay.
About Josh Allen, who they say has a 40 to 69% chance right now, which is in and of itself asinine. He's played 1 year. But anyway, if you think this is too early for the second-year, 7th overall pick, think again. He was named a Pro Bowler with 10.5 sacks.
Right.
Top 10 picks who make it to the Pro Bowl as rookies have a great track record.
Okay.
Of the 27 Hall-eligible players who have pulled that off, 14 have made it to Canton.
Wow.
There are another 11 who aren't yet Hall-eligible, and 5 of them are locks. Allen will have a tougher time, presumably, without Yannick Ngakoue or Calais Campbell, but he's off to a great start. About Jan, by the way, just to compare and contrast, he was a Pro Bowler in 17, has 37.5 sacks in 4 years, but he's overshadowed by Campbell over that time frame. Ngakoue has deserved more attention, and he might get it in a new locale if the Jaguars honor his request and trade the 25-year-old before the season begins.
It's still very young.
Yeah, it would be nice to have those guys bookended, to be honest with you. Sign the franchise tag like the CBA says. Stop calling everyone in your organization a clown, and let's try and be a part of the solution rather than a continuing part of the problem.
Before we go to break, one more thing I want to touch on here in the 10-minute drill concepts and rationalizations. That's a quarterback who was in the news yesterday. Well, there were two, but Big Ben was in. We'll get to him later. But Derek Carr was also in the news. He's tired of being disrespected. Part of me says, okay, I'm cool with that. A little moxie, I get it. Derek Carr. And yet, God, I remember watching the Jags game and not being impressed.
Yeah, but, you watch the Jags
I know,
Titans and, I mean, the Jags Dolphins 2 years ago, and you weren't impressed with Tannehill.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tend to feel I'm not in love with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And I'm not in hate with Derek Carr.
Right.
I would tend to think that he's a little too harshly. Like, I think you judge him a little too harshly.
Yeah.
You
might be right.
Last year, 8th in passing yards.
And the reason why
why
I can't really kill him for the Jags game is because he won the game, and then the refs
that's true too.
took it from him.
I mean, last year he had a rating over 100, 21 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Yeah.
Over 4,000 yards passing, which is not necessarily the be-all, end-all.
You know what they've done? They've given him a lot of weapons now. So it'll be interesting. They drafted a bunch of receivers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3 guys maybe. Does that sound right?
I guess if I'm Derek Carr, I do have this frustration.
Yeah, they drafted 3 receivers.
Yeah, it was the kid from Bama,
right?
Ruggs,
right?
The receiver, our guy that we like from Kentucky, who played quarterback, Bowden, and Brian Edwards, who I also like
from South Carolina.
Yeah.
In fairness to Carr, I would see it would be frustrating this way.
Mm-hmm.
I got drafted by the worst freaking team in the league.
Yeah.
And they have done nothing to get better. I've been through 4 head coaches, changed cities, I mean,
Yeah.
And yet through it all, I've got a passer rating of 90, a completion percentage of 64,
Yeah.
and touchdown to interception 143 to 62.
Not bad.
What do y'all want from me?
More wins.
And, well, now maybe we can start to eliminate some of the reasons
Because
why.
he has 6 years, 39 wins.
Yeah. And in fairness to him, too, a playoff year where he got hurt and wasn't able to quarterback in the game. But
what, did he break his leg? Is that what he did?
I can't remember what it was, but
Matt
McGloin.
McGloin, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, boy.
All right, that's the 10-minute drill.
Let's do caller number 1 right off the rip, 641-1010. Make it happen. And if you do that, bang, we're in.
If you do that, you're going home on us with dinner for 2 at Chick-fil-A. So call right now, 641-1010.